Hey there, sweetness, how goes it? I do hope that it goes well. Quick name of the game, if there is anything that is connected to this collective that is beautiful, I invite you to take that shit with you. If, however, nothing here resonates, that is all right. You can just leave it right where you fucking found it. It's probably a piece of information that was meant for somebody else in the collective. You should never take something off the table, or in general, that does not belong to you. Please keep in mind that time may be fluid as well as energy. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes. Yes, we fucking shall. What are we getting into? Collective messages. Welcome home, homies. Please do the trap favor. Make sure you get them likes up on your way into the video. It's funny, I was saying on your way in and my cat walks in. Oh, spirit of love, truth, grace, and guidance. Please guide myself, guide these messages, guide this collective. Please guide us all, always, in all ways. Thank you. There's been a major energy around here lately of sobriety, but like getting sober, learning how to be sober and like it. And I like it. And when I say that, I mean like H. I mean like the big C. I mean like all the pharma stuff. Okay? Somebody, or alcohol. Somebody's putting those things down. And I'm so fucking proud of you. Hello, welcome, homie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, 2 cents. This is a 2 cents reading. Something about somebody is trying to tell you they know who you are. Their 2 cents about you is that they know who you are. They think they know who you are, but they don't. Oh. They think you don't know who the fuck you are. They think you don't know who you are. That's laughable. Oh, that's laughable. The collective, the homies, know exactly who the fuck they are. The next Drew Barry, you want some more? All right. Oh, shit. Okay, so I think we're going to start with the alphabet. We're going to see what we get in the energy. Okay? But there's something about, for the record, your 2 cents being way more fucking powerful, at least in your life and in your existence, than their 2 cents ever was. 2 cents. And it's funny because the way these are, one's heads up, one's heads down. But it's one of them pennies that has a shield on the heads down. Somebody thought you put your head down. You know, they're looking at you with your head down, but they don't realize how fucking protected you are. Good. Let them wonder. Let them find out. Let them assume that you're not protected. And what is it we've come to say? They can test that assumption at their earliest convenience. Hello, welcome home, homies. Thank you guys for being here. Please do Trav a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Helps push the messages through the algorithm. All right. Somebody's name could be Al. Oh, apple pie. Is somebody making apple pie? Is that a thing? Has somebody made some apple pie today? Because I'm telling you what, I had a whole fucking moment. The minute that I started getting ready for the reading, it was like I started channeling the smell of apple pie. So, whatever that was, it's delicious. It smells delicious anyway. Something has come undone. Something has come unhooked. Okay. Messages for the collective. I think I forgot to say one big stoner excuse me for any and all coughs. I'm going to give these a good old ruffly shuffly over there, so plug your ears real quick. Your peace hurts someone. Okay. The heck? Somebody's name could start with an E. Something about an ER. Oh, that was weird. The apple pie thing. It just made me think someone wants to take somebody out of AR. Yeah, somebody wants to take out their competition. It gave like evil stepmother and Snow White vibes. Apple pie, ER, AR. Yeah, somebody wants to take out their competition because their competition's peace hurts them. The competition, which I feel like is the collective, just like, I shoot him down with a peace sign. I shoot him down with prayer hands. All right. Messages for the collective. Thank you. I'm just going to get a whole bunch out and then we'll see what we got. No? Okay. I just heard that I'm supposed to take them out as we get them. LS. Okay, so that's why. We'll get different messages as we do that. LS. Something about a motor, maybe. So these could be initials. These could be street names. It could be, you know what I mean? If it connects to you, all right. If it doesn't, all right. LS. Somebody's like, oh, you're a little slow. That's what I'm not even writing that. LIS. SIL. Is. Somebody is a loser, is a little slow. That's not what I'm saying. That is what somebody's thinking about. Well, I feel like that's what they were thinking about the collective. Oh, homies, they thought you was a little slow. They're bad. Like, oops, my bad, but like, oops, they're bad. They're about to find out. They silly. Something about a windowsill as well. Some of you have protection on your windowsill. Yes. Why? Silly though. All we're missing is one L. Somebody's like, oh, I'm missing you, loser. Okay. Messages for the collective. Thank you. G. T. S. That's weird. I didn't realize there was a card in here that did ER together. When I said ER before, it was an E and an R when I separated the deck. Earn. Discern. Somebody lost something because they stopped earning it. Something about a siren. Something about being stern. Stern. So that could be like stern voices. But I'm also getting something about like stern man. That's the second position on a lobster boat. They're like co-captain, basically, on a lobster boat. Something about captaining and co-captaining. Somebody's yearning for a turn. To be nursed back to health. Something about, isn't GT a type of motor too, or some sort of car? Something about lots of car references. LS, GT, something about doing a full swap. Somebody may say yes, like yes, Y-I-S instead of Y-E-S, like yes, yes. Something tis near. Something is to be learned. Something about just because it glitters doesn't mean it's gold. Something you can't see the full picture of something. Somebody's very sly, or they think that they are, but they're a liar. They tell a lot of lies. They lie to themselves when they tell themselves how sly they are. We're going to get into the Shanty Codex. Look at the numbers on these cards. If you want your own copy, link below. All right, first 33 and 24. Representatives and belief. Something is representative of someone's beliefs. Somebody represents, like somebody stands 10 fucking toes down on their beliefs. For some, that's really good. For some, it's really not. Okay. 63. Come on. Something about an imprint. Somebody has made an imprint. Something about horses. Something about a seer. Something about old energies versus new energies. 37. Something about a glow. Something glows. Glowing sirens. A glowing cistern. What is a cistern? What is it? Something that holds liquid? Okay. And 5. Yeah, something's gonna look like gold, but it's not. Something about a messenger. Something about removal. Somebody's been deleting shit off their messenger. Somebody's a cheater. Back to that sly liar. I don't know. Somebody's name could be Neri. Neri. All right. Messages for the collective, please. Messages for the collective, please. Messages for the homies. What do the homies need at this time? What must they know? Something about somebody trying to destroy some sort of foundational plan for your life and give you, like, switch shit out with a fucking, some sort of a consolation prize instead. Something about their 2 cents saying that that's what you deserved. And it just gave me like a feeling of nausea, like that's fucking gross immediately. Somebody's been practicing magic. Now, this card can be happy. It can be, go lucky and light and a good thing. I didn't get a very good feeling. I got a feeling like somebody's trying to destroy your bubble of light. Somebody's trying to destroy your safety. Somebody's trying to destroy your security. That's a hard no from Spirit Dog. Because, well, they're not the only ones practicing something. Now, are they? Messages for the collective. What do the homies need to know? Favored texts. I love that, how it points straight at my books. Some of you guys have been brushing up on your studies lately. What are you studying? What are you checking out? What are you reading? What have you been up to? Some of you have been unwavering in your studies, unwavering in your commitments, unwavering in your truths. And Natalia, you will not be missing the point when it comes to seeing just how protected you are, how unwaveringly protected and favored you are, because of what you've done, because of what you've taken your free will, what you've taken your time, what you've taken your effort and your energy, and unwaveringly put it into. That unwavering protection and light and favor and communication is on its way, if it hasn't already struck or landed. You guys have been finding your balance and fusing it into the core of yourselves. And in that fusion of your balance, you're fusing it into the generations to come. Boom. Shit, yeah. Yes, please, and thanks. All right. All right. Messages for the collective. All right, we'll take them. Gracious receptivity. Yeah, we'll graciously be receptive to that chunk that flew out. Oh, yeah. Surrender. Communication, co-creation. I just said communication a moment ago, did I not? And wasn't I talking about with the creator? You little co-creator, you. Ooh, you little portal keeper, you. Jeez. Hi. Hello, you portal keepers. Ooh. If I wasn't used to this sort of thing, I'd be creeped out, but La Sirena. Did I not say something about a siren? Glowing siren. Okay. I see you, you glowing siren. You glowing siren portal keeper, you. You little co-creator. Sea beasties. And air. Paradigm shift. Somebody is missing the point. Somebody has been missing the point that they can't destroy what you have co-created with God. They must be missing the point. They need a coffee and a joint. They need to take their medicine. All right, let me just keep my 2 cents out of this, and we'll get into the book or books, because I put 2 decks together. 28. That one would be Beyond Lemuria. Gratitude. Being thankful. Receptivity. Giving without expectation. How worthiness and self-love can affect your capacity to receive and to give without depletion. Overflow over obligation. Thriving over surviving. And gifting economies. If there was a manual for optimal human experience, one of the most potent points would be gratitude. It is the backbone of all spiritual practice. Writing a list of the things, spiritual practice. Didn't we see practicing magic over there? I lost my spot. Writing a list of the things you are grateful for has been scientifically proven to have a profound positive effect on the mind and nervous system. I kind of did that earlier. The mural I've been working on in our tarot office here, the Shanti office, our little tabernacle to spirit, to God. I gave gratitude to you guys. I gave gratitude to the collective, to the homies, to every subscriber in this tribe by saying a prayer, an offering, if you will, for stolen creations to be returned, stolen lights, stolen powers, stolen controls and manuals, stolen prayers, stolen efforts, stolen senses, stolen loves, stolen words, and stolen voices. I pray they be returned to those they belong to, belong with, belong for, belong because of, belong in, belong beside, and all the things. Now, for some, sure, there's this positive effect when it comes to learning how to give without expecting. But for some, it's a time of all of your efforts that have been taken for granted and called nothing or less than nothing. It's a time of that being fucking over. All those moments where you had your nose to the stone and you got it out the fucking stove, and someone comes along and knocks you down because they don't like the peg you're on. Because realistically, they don't like the peg that they're on. They can get fucking pegged. That was one real irritating, I tell you. Let me keep reading. When we shift our perspective from what we are lacking, needing, and desiring, we temporarily replace the survival factor with the resonance for thriving. Yeah. This is a time of our perspective is going to be shifted because our paradigm is going to be shifted and all these stolen things are returning. This is a really good book and these are really good cards, but I'm not just farting glitter and pretending everything is light all the time. Anyway, keep reading, Gypsy. No, I'm going to say, those things being returned, that's what replaces the survival factor with the resonance for thriving, but it's not fucking temporary. When we acknowledge the miracle of our existence and how far we have come despite the challenges, yeah, And the homies did come far, even with no voice, no power, no fucking manual, no light, no... It can bring back our inner smile. Gratitude can enliven an attitude of, I've got this. And baby, you got this. One of the best tricks for bringing something into your life is to be already thankful for it, as if it has already arrived. This sets up the frequency of fullness and plenty rather than emptiness and need. As we've mentioned before, like attracts like, but there's a whole other power at play here, as true gratitude is anchored in the heart. Being moved by the sheer awe of appreciation and thankfulness is hugely pivotal to the way others and our environment responds to us. The next step is to give from our hearts without being asked or invited. When we emanate a field of new earth consciousness, giving can free us from expectation just by knowing that we can all thrive together. Oh, yeah? When everything flows as a system of gifting, Burning Man Festival is a blueprint of this. Yes, others may take advantage, but if you drop the fear of this outcome, it is quite likely that those of this frequency will also fall away. Holding up a beacon of light this way creates incentive and inspiration to those around you. As their cup fills, it unlocks space within them for resources in other areas. Thus, this giving overflow has a domino effect from person to person. Receptivity is a critical factor in the art of giving. Those who struggle to feel they have the resources to give may also have trouble receiving. Some do not feel worthy enough to receive, even from themselves. As mentioned, heart energy is key to gratitude and receptivity. Here, it brings us to self-love and how important it is for feeling full enough so that our overflow that doesn't deplete. When you allow yourself to receive from those in their heart's joyous overflow and give from a place beyond expectation or obligation, a whole new paradigm reveals itself. That's the last card in line. Somebody may be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Maybe some communication from or to. If that's the case, receive it fully. Somebody's beautiful to someone. Anyway, back to the book. You will discover a new way of thriving. Giving and receptivity is a two-way flow. Each allows space for the other. When we are in our hearts, we have limitless resources, and that starts with gratitude. Could gifting economies be the seed for a more joyful new paradigm of making the world go round? Divinatory meaning of this card. Consider your relationship with gratitude. How comfortable you feel receiving and what you love to give. Are there themes that allow you the joyous overflow of giving without limitation? Can you add this to the lives of others more often, away from the fear that you will get used up if you give without guaranteed reciprocity? Are there areas where you're overextending yourself? Can you give more from areas where you are stronger and have more skill and capacity? Right now, you may feel you have little to give. If so, allow yourself to receive more. The gift of the sun on your face on a winter's day or a compliment from a stranger, allow yourself to drink every drop. After all, it is up to you how deeply you wish to drink of the gift that is shared. Often, we take only a little sip even when there is so much more we could appreciate. And yet, it is beautiful when you give to someone and they light up and receive it fully. Gratitude, self-love, and self-worth are interwoven with the capacity to receive. Together, they nourish your soul. Step into your heart space by listening to all that you are grateful for and notice how full you start to feel. From this place, your gifting capacity can spiral upward. Surrender. Hold on just a moment. I like it. The song Bones by Maud Sun came on in the background. Falling apart on the inside. Surrender to it. All right. Trust. Oh man, this makes me think of the Brittany, the Intuitive Cosmic Wifey. She did a reading where she was talking about the trust fall. She's like, nobody wants to fucking take the trust fall, right? Like, who wants to just wait and be like, yeah, no, let me. What? No. But hey, sometimes we gotta. Trust, letting go of control, free flow, receptivity, yin energy, receptivity. I'm sorry, from one card to the next. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Letting go of control, free flow, receptivity, yin energy, inner knowing, intuition, synchronistic opportunities, getting out of your way, the path of least resistance, allowing who you naturally are to flourish. Surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Somebody's surrendering to love, and I mean true, deep, fucking felt in the DNA molecular level type love. Somebody is surrendering to it. Because they surrendered to self-love first. And now they know that they deserve better than their worst. Whew. Thank you, God. Yeah, it doesn't have to be me for me to be thankful that it happened. That's the gift of giving something without getting anything in return or expecting anything anyway. But who knows? Butterfly effect and things, right? We never know. Anyway. Surrendering can be one of the hardest things to do. Trusting that we can achieve more by loosening our control can take great courage. Sometimes the most constructive way forward is to stop forcing things into being, rather than allowing, inviting, and drawing a project into being. The energy here is of frustration, as if you're pushing something heavy up a mountain. At these times, gravity or flow don't seem to be on your side. Use this awareness as a guide when you start to detour from your path. When control is released, so too is resistance. One of the biggest skills we can learn is to get out of our way. When we're in a receptive place, we are open to a world of opportunities, and the great mysteries can unveil themselves. The mind loves to control the outcome, but this only creates limitations. It can feel scary, but when we allow ourselves to be caught by the universe, myriad possibilities open to us. This painting is called A Star is Born, and its message is about becoming the star you came here to be. You can reach your peak life experience through surrendering and allowing who and what you truly are to flourish. The song in the background is like, I remember way too much. I remember way too much. Something is going to come to you in bits and pieces as soon as you surrender. You're going to remember. Today, be more by doing and trying less. This advice goes against the grain of our strident culture that encourages us to source from outside ourselves and to busy ourselves out of a natural state of all-knowing bliss. Also brings me back to, I was talking about the painting I did about the books. It's like a part of me wanted to keep on going and I'll just paint the whole room and have it all done and all of the, like, I hate that there's this blank empty around, just like, oh, you guys deserve better than to have to look at that. And it's like, look, don't overextend, because then I'm going to have nothing to fucking give. My arm already hurts real bad. I mean, I might paint again later, who knows? But at this given time, I needed to stop. I needed to take a break, Surrender is a key element in the creative process. If you missed the short, my offering to you, homies, it literally was the return of your creation. Like, when I let go and flow, allowing intuition over direction, I find I create far more powerful works. This is not to say our lives should be left to the slipstream. The message is about freeing ourselves from the paradigm of control and force. Yes, we can achieve with this mode, but we also lose opportunities for magic. A synchronistic meeting, following our intuition and being in the right place at the right time, can outweigh months of careful planning. The divinatory meaning, loosen your hold on the reins and know the universe will catch you. Trust, even though things are not as you imagined. Stay poised and aligned with your purpose. At the last minute, the situation will reveal its magic. At the last card, you have a paradigm shift. I mean, you have one coming in bits and pieces the whole way, but that grand finale, that big boom, she's coming. 21, co-creation. Communication, co-creation. Non-verbal communication, love language, telepathy. Unique ways of communication, light language. Multidimensional information, community coexistence, relationships, meeting our higher selves, really seeing someone, and deeper listening. We normally think of information as something that can be written or spoken, but if something is multidimensional, it is almost impossible to share it with words. I feel I have quite a lot of this information in my field now, and yet my intelligence cannot fathom it. Metaphor or song may hint at its vastness, but it is more like a reminder or catalyst that encourages something to stir inside the listener. Art is one way I have sought to share this information. Whatever language you speak, the emotion and message of art and music can be understood. In my healing work, I love that, because art and music are something that I combine. I don't make music, but I love music. So I take my art and I put it to the beat of songs and put it out there. Like, I love it. In my healing work, where I feel the energy that comes through hands, there is a sense that my soul and that of the client are in deep conversation. I often feel that I am much more competent at conversation in these realms. My synesthesia allows me to navigate this information in real time rather than having to slow down and translate it into words that feel constricting and dull compared to the vast yet simple nature of what I am looking to express. This is why I paint. A lot of the work I do is in the unseen realm, but I understand part of my role is to bridge these realities and inspire a wider understanding of what is possible. Fucking boom. This is by Izzy Ivy. She's hitting. Thus, you may notice unusual looking codes in many of my paintings. Oh my lord! I have experienced many visual downloads of luminescent coding that can be simple figures or complex and large enough to step into for an activation or healing transmission. Step into like a portal, which is the next card in line. The download experience is extremely blissful, visual, and with a sense of fathoming the unfathomable. When I return to my normal state of being, the information no longer makes sense. People often ask about the codes in my paintings, and I ask them to imagine a whole library's worth of information imbued in a single letter, then extending that to encompass a whole sentence. The codes can open us all to that the multidimensional worlds can share. They're portals to the edges of our conceivable realities. I've come to understand the codes are light language and have reveled in meeting other visionary artists who have painted almost identical light codes. As we evolve our conscious awareness, we start to pick up on information, such as what those around us are about to say or that which the universe is trying to tell us. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things that I love to paint is ivy. And that's a huge part of the reason why I love this deck. Ivy. Divinatory meaning. How are you communicating beyond words? Perhaps you're being misunderstood because there is a dissonance between your words, actions, and behavior, and what you mean to communicate. Words are like spells, so be conscious of what you say, as you may be verbally sabotaging your intended meaning. Also, be reminded that words can mean different things to different people. Something may be getting lost in translation. An issue may be cleared through improved communication. Listen carefully to what someone has to say without interruption. Furthermore, that's funny, as soon as I said that, there was an interruption. Something went boom. Oh, gave me a freaking heart attack. No, it didn't, but. Furthermore, it may feel scary to share vulnerable truths, but this may be the only way forward. This card also encourages greater exploration in the realms of telepathy, healing, and the arts, such as poetry, painting, and music, where there is collective communication beyond the mind. Along with my codex, I also have a poetry book out. Actually, I have 3 poetry books. 2 of them are ebooks. 1 of them is available in all formats. In case you're wondering. The Portal Keeper. I'm going to try to speed read just a little if I can. We're going a little long. Unique gateways to mystical experiences, psychic ability, raising your vibration, expanded consciousness, the Akashic records, past life ties, exploring the edges of reality for significant messages, seeing between the lines, and multidimensional awareness. I'm actually just going to skip to the divinatory meanings here. Gently explore the edges of your reality. Spend time in the forest to listen, deepen your meditation practice, dance yourself into ecstasy, explore psychic tools, and study new healing modalities. If you feel lacking in purpose or life seems a little mundane, remember, there is never a reason to be bored. What we experience with our physical senses is just the tip of the iceberg. Magic exists wherever you care to find it. Look between the lines. to limitless discovery. La Sirena. Something about reading between the lines of that first little bit we did there with the alphabet. We was talking about siren. Remember those who have come and passed, loves that lingered but couldn't last, questions raised but never asked, lulls the enchanting mermaid's song. Remember joys from long ago, friends you now no longer know, dreams you had no time to sow. Her words are tempting but ring wrong. A captivating mermaid preparing for Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, is decked out with tiny skulls and flowers. She's seductive and enchanting, singing a song that is alluring but dangerous. Divination message: do not get dizzy with the songs of the mermaid. Con los cantos de sirena, no te vayas a morir. Remember to honor loved ones in your past, but do not get swallowed up in memories. Do not forget to live in the present and plan for the future, or you will be doomed to live in the shadows of others. Bear in mind the past shines brighter in your memories than reality ever can. Do not be deceived into falsely remembering what has come before. The saying, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, applies to time as well as space. Remain grounded in the present, not mired in the past or intoxicated with what could have been. A life lived fully in the present with a healthy reverence for the past and an optimistic eye on the future is of the best balance. Do not let the mermaid of remembrance beguile you. Or the sea beasties. Card 8. Here in the murky depths we dwell, trapped in darkness like a jail, obscured by she who holds the key, yet chooses not to lift the veil. Our clandestine existence can our shadows no longer condone. Buried deep we wait, we sleep, unknowable or just unknown. A strange maiden in a tentacled headdress fixes her sightless gaze straight ahead, unaware of the bizarre creatures surrounding her at the bottom of the deepest sea. The divination message: be aware of deeply buried thoughts and desires. Especially from these bitches you had some old conversations with once upon a time. I just heard once upon a head resting. Pillow talk. Somebody that slept on you. Somebody childish that, as soon as Elmo was over, needed to hit the pillows and start drooling. Back to this. Okay. Lately, you felt some unfamiliar stirrings from thoughts and desires buried deep below the surface. These elements of self may be things you have forgotten, and they may be things you have intentionally ignored or unconsciously repressed. However, they are still there, and it's time to acknowledge their existence. These ideas and emotions, perhaps even fears, may be difficult to retrieve or recall, but do not worry. Nothing is impossible, and the more you concentrate on becoming self-aware, the better you'll become at understanding these hidden pieces of your personality. That brings me back to, cross the T's and dot the I's. It brings me back to that candle we had earlier, practicing your magic. And then back to Lemuria we go for a paradigm shift after these fucking sirens and sea beasts. Time for some fresh air. Oh, fine, look. Somebody realizes they had the wrong book. Their book was stolen. They're getting their book back. An innovative way of existing, new earth energies inspiring others, fresh air, flying higher than you have before, more expansive perspectives, and consciousness shift. We are in a time of great change, and the speed of our evolution is it's increasing exponentially. The themes here: communication, sharing wisdom, the breath of life, movement, faith, winged helpers, intention, inspiration, and change. Most especially, I'm seeing over here, for those that have been looking after the planet, those that are able to go and come and stay and go and come and stay in the ebb and flow of life. Them fucking sea beasts, they don't go with the ebb and flow. They stay at the bottom. They just stay down at the bottom because they're heavy. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Until we speak again, my dears, my dears.